On a chilly morning, Henrietta Millek tells her friends she plans to visit her infant son, a baby who was taken away from his mother and placed in a foster home 70 kilometers away. But did the young woman with dreams of becoming a nurse ever make it?
Do you believe that Henrietta Millek was murdered?
That's a very tough question to answer.
One of few photos of Henrietta Millek. Memories of a once cheery 25-year-old mom of two. Taking classes at university and working 2 jobs, Henrietta had dreams for the future, a future that was cut short. Henrietta Millek disappeared on December 10, 1982. And while her case has stumped every investigator over the years, police have pieced together what may have been Henrietta's last day alive. The Key Club, Water Street West, long thought to be the last known location of Henrietta Millek, one that was shrouded in mystery. Inside, a group of unknown men, a bartender, and a crying Henrietta Millek.
2 of the men had Henrietta by the arm, trying to remove Henrietta from the club. No witness has ever placed Henrietta being removed from the club by these men, but there were some attempts for these men to remove Henrietta from the club.
At some point that night, Henrietta Millek disappeared. She did leave behind one clue: her purse. Inside, keys, some cash, and a calendar. And for a long time, the Key Club was where she was last seen. As word spread of a missing woman, tips came into police. One woman thought Henrietta Millek knocked on her door in Shea Heights that very same night. The unknown woman was looking for her boyfriend who lived in the Blackhead Road area. She was last seen walking in the direction of Cape Spear. By 1995, police were certain Henrietta Millek was murdered. So certain, a judge signed off on a search warrant, and this property in Shea Heights was excavated.
We had that property for a period of time. There was excavation on the property, looking for the remains of Henrietta. Unfortunately, her remains were not recovered.
As time went on, the case grew colder. Evidence that may exist went undiscovered. People who may have seen something never came forward.
What we have here is an overhead view of the search area. And this is
then, more than 30 years after the bright-eyed woman vanished, new information. In 2016, a new witness sat down with Inspector Tom Warren.
He was pretty satisfied with the night in question based on some activities that him and his friend had ongoing at the time. They picked up a lady matching the description of Henrietta on the Trans-Canada Highway as she was hitchhiking, headed west.
The description fit. The story of visiting a family member fit. Those men reportedly dropped off the woman where the Trans-Canada Highway intersects with Roach's Line.
The person was very credible. There's no reason whatsoever for me to disbelieve this person. Based on the description that they provided, based on the conversation that they provided, I was satisfied, or had a belief that this person was Henrietta.
That information sparked a new search. Dozens went into previously untouched woods in search of Henrietta.
I want to acknowledge that.
Back in Labrador, Henrietta's family members say they had no idea there was an update in the case. Her story was told at the inquiry into murdered and missing Indigenous women and girls.
About the court process.
I made several attempts to call the RNC to find out what was going on. No one would answer my questions. One of the RNC officers even said, "I don't know what you're talking about. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you anyway. The attitude didn't change from over 30 years ago. When Henrietta first went missing, the family didn't know for weeks.
Like times before, they had no luck. It haunts Henrietta Millek's son Chesley. Henrietta's mother passed away recently and never got the answers she desperately sought. So now Warren is left with 3 possible scenarios. Was she taken from the club? Did something happen to Henrietta in Shea Heights? Or did she perish while en route to see her son? For Warren, that last option seems most plausible.
If indeed Henrietta was on Roach's Line on that night in question, it is quite possible that she could have succumbed to the weather.